What do we mean by Akaal? And Akaal is a very important term that arises in Gurmat. In fact, it's in the Mool Mantra. And Akaal has been translated as eternity or timelessness. So let's put that in context of an experience as a kind of a subjective space. So when we think of eternity, or when we think of these terms, these are kind of heavily influenced by Judeo-Christian ideas and Judeo-Christian terminology. But eternity here does not mean a kind of an everlasting timeline. Gurmat looks at eternity from a different perspective, a perspective of present moment. And we've all shared moments where we have kind of lost track of time. And if we'll notice that actually that's really what Gurmat is advocating, that in order to experience an eternity, it can only be experienced in the present moment. It can only be experienced now. So what does that mean? Does that mean that the past doesn't exist? Well, if you look at the past, and you may be able to refer what you did yesterday as the past, but you can only think of the past as a result of your memory, and you can only bring the past into the present moment. So the past is only relevant in the present moment. And if we were to think about the future, a dream, a fantasy, a plan, again, you will notice that this plan, this dream, this fantasy can only be experienced in the present moment. Yet we sometimes experience, particularly when people are introduced to meditation, that this present moment is something that you have to try and get to. No, we all live within the present. The only thing is to recognize this present moment. So when we become more and more aware of the present moment, we immerse in the present moment. And we realize very quickly that this present moment, if we deeply look through it, look at it, you will notice that it has no beginning. And that which has no beginning is unborn. And you will notice that it doesn't have an end. And that which doesn't have an end is undying. So this ajuni, this unborn, undying, subjective experience is the experience of now. But it can be truly experienced as a subjective experience by simply becoming present in the present moment of now. And once we realize that this present moment isn't sandwiched between past and future, but in fact it is the unfolding of this moment into the next, and so forth. It's an eternal moment. Whether you are aware of it or not, it is always now. It has always been now, and it always will be now. So this is what we mean by Akaal, the subjective experience of this present moment, in which the past collapses because you get rid of the boundary that you have placed on that particular memory, and the future collapses or explodes because you have taken the boundary to see it as something that will happen. It is simply saibang, this moment moving into the following moment, the unfolding of hukam, or the unfolding of nowness, or the unfolding of ever-present eternity.